And we're back. Whack, 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 whack.
Y'all, he was like really nerding out over doing that upon return. We're super excited about who's with us now. We're excited about everybody. And we can't be more proud of what Whack has brought to the table to help make a difference for veterans with his amazing community on YouTube. And Whack is here with his logo background. He does not do face cameras, and honestly, I respect it.
I love that.
It's probably, that means your
Nobody
logo
wants
and everything.
to see mine.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wish I could just have a
just put our logo out there.
The John Cena mask. In the
It is
John
right
Cena
there.
mask.
But yeah, so Whack, you're on screen. What would you like? Can you tell the community a little bit about yourself, where you stream, what you play?
What's your community like?
Sure.
Exactly.
So I will jump into all of that, but I actually want to start off by kind of giving everybody the feel. So I want to thank you guys, first of all, for all the hard work and effort that you guys put into kind of manhandling us streamers, really, because we're a wild bunch, right? And everything that you guys do that goes behind the scenes, I know you guys crush a ton of work, especially during that Stream to Serve week. So I just want to thank you for that, and Wounded Warrior Project as well, for just what they do. You guys do amazing work. So thank you, and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
It's our
It's our
pleasure.
pleasure.
Honestly,
We love what we do.
tell people all the time, our job doesn't exist without the streamers on the other side of it, willing to donate their time and airtime and streams to helping raise awareness and critical funds and talking to the community about what Wounded Warrior Project does. And so it truly is our pleasure. And but we appreciate your kind words.
Well, and you guys put in so much time, energy, and effort. We just try to match it, right? We just try to, even a small percentage of what you guys do. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So a little bit about me. I'm just a guy. I play video games. I love to post them on YouTube. I look for things that maybe don't quite make sense or fit in games, and try to figure those out and then explain them to other people. So I'm essentially kind of a guide channel.
Okay.
Currently I main Conan Exiles, which is really exciting because I'm pretty sure we're giving Conan Exiles away today in the stream with
Lego,
with the Isle of Sipta DLC as well. So I think that's all set up, and for those of you that are in the chat, if you want to win that, you can type !WAK, !whack in the chat, and that should get you entered to win.
Love it. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, and that's actually sponsored by Funcom. I've got a good relationship with them, and they gave me that key to give away. So what better place than to bring it right here?
That's fantastic. We still really want to play Conan Exiles.
Yeah, we really
do. We've been talking about it since Warrior Week.
See, I just need to get you guys keys, and then we'll be set.
I would love
We'll
that.
play it.
We'll play
I've
it.
seen a handful of your videos, and one of the things I think, a lot of people wouldn't know, right? Obviously, this key giveaways also thanks to Funcom, but you and a couple DLC moderators have created a space within their add-on that represented your participation with WWP, and also many of your community members who donated to support your campaign. Can you share a little about what you shared during Warrior Week?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
What it meant to you to have that?
Absolutely. So essentially, and I'm going to back way up. I'm going to go all the way back to last year real quick.
Okay.
Last year, I was looking for a charity, and I wasn't sure that my channel was big enough at that point in time to really support a charity. But essentially, I kind of said, okay, I want to support a charity. I started doing a lot of research on different charities, and I came up with 3 different options. And I took that to my community. I said, here's the 3 options for a charity that I could support. I could do a live stream for. And hands down, 100% essentially voted for Wounded Warrior Project, which was great because you guys have so much infrastructure already set up for streamers. It just makes it so much easier, right? So I created the campaign just like the next week and kind of was like, we're just going to run with this. And I think, Brandy, you remember, you just surprised me in stream. And we got you on the stream. You gave some prizes away. It was an amazing time. A lot of fun. So fast forward to this year, as I got, communication that Stream to Serve Week was coming up, I really was like, hey, this year I'm going all in, right? I'm going to find prizes. I'm going to reach out to all the contacts I've made over the last year, and I'm just going to see what I can get in this basket for people to, participate and enjoy and just kind of win prizes. And I like to think outside of the box. So one of the places that I went was to a group of mod authors, and they have a mod called Savage Wild. And I went to them and I was like, here's what I'd like to do. Essentially, I'd like to be able to name a person after a character in your mod, right? So whatever that looks like, that's what I'd like to do. And they said, well, let us talk with the team. There's a team of 7 or 8 people that do the mod. And they came back to me with a huge project that they decided to do. So they carved out a huge section of their map, made a full dungeon, a full bar, the whole 9 yards, kind of saluting veterans from around the world, right? Kind of saluting that process of coming out of the military and coming back into civilian life. And in that, they allowed me to have 3 NPCs that are named after the top donors from my campaign.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I mean, it speaks volumes to what Matt said just a moment ago, was you all put so much effort into it, and that's all your own accomplishment. That's you reaching out and being able to secure and collaborate with these developers to advocate for recognition of those supporting a campaign and cause that your community cares about. And so I remember seeing the video, and I'd love to share the video with the chat. Stormy, if you'd like to Discord or message us on Twitch, I will gladly put the video where you walked through the different aspects of what that partnership had, just to show what's possible. I mean, it really is something that I don't know, naturally comes to mind to say, hey, I could probably, what's it hurt? What's an outreach hurt? The worst case scenario, it's a no.
It's so cool, so creative, and just like you said, you like to do out of the box thinking.
Sure.
And I think that is a really good representation of what you're doing. I mean, not many people would think to do that, or even want to go through the effort just to be able to do that.
I mean, all I did was ask the question. I really got to give big hats off to the guys over at Savage Wilds, because they crushed it. I asked, hey, can we do this? They were like, let me just step it up a notch and blow your world away. And they did.
Man,
it's amazing.
It's
so cool.
Always humbling to see, we work for WP, and everyone says I feel like streamers and stream to start, we all go through the same things where you have that hesitancy of am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get a good response? And to have someone not only say yes, but say yes, and we're gonna go above and beyond, it speaks volumes to your content and your dedication to making sure you're bringing to life exactly what your community thrives to see. And I did want to give a shout out to Timothy on PC real quick. We have alerts off. I'm just going to announce it. We have alerts off for a multitude of reasons. Unfortunately, when we're live at times, there are less than positive usernames who follow us.
We get affected by the bots too.
So we unfortunately have follow alerts turned off during this stream until we can identify the best route to monitor that, when it's just 2 of us. It's just 2 of us.
We're on one setup
with 1 controller to Streamlabs. So I do want to give shout out to Timothy on PC, who donated $100 during this stream to support Wounded Warrior Project.
Only that, recently just hosted a huge fundraiser as well.
And so, Whack, speaking of $100 donation, you actually raised So I don't know that the community would naturally know this. So I'm actually really excited to share this. Over the last 2 events that you did, one in particular obviously was Warrior Week, where your team was on the top 3. You and your community have raised over $13,700 to help veterans and their families. And for Jarrell, we put it in context of mental health sessions because we continuously talk about the importance of mental health. And Wounded Warrior Project has dedicated even more funds to our mental health program, Warrior Care Network, just this last November. And you and your community have provided the equivalent of over 91 mental health sessions for warriors and their families in need. And it's impeccable to us to be able to share that with you. And I'm just curious, what does that mean to you? To hear that number and see the direct impact you and your community have made as a result.
Yeah, so it's amazing to be able to make a real world impact, right? Like I deal in a lot of digital media and arts, and of course I'm impacting people's lives in different ways, making guides and whatnot. But being able to know that somewhere out there, the WAC Nation community has made a real impact on somebody's life, made hopefully a positive impact on somebody's life, right? These guys coming back are dealing with an enormous amount of stress, among many other things. I've got a lot of friends that are veterans, and we talk about different things that they go through kind of coming back to civilian life. And to know that what we've done and what we've accomplished allows us to kind of help with that process is big to me. And the number, although it's huge, if we were to do that for one person, it would be just as satisfying as doing it for 91. And I'm honored to be able to host something like that.
Well, just thinking about what you just said, right? Like, you didn't know if your community was big enough to make an impact last year, and now look, a year later, your community has made a tremendous impact to veterans and their families. So just
I remember that outreach. I remember when you shared that when I first came on your stream in 2020. And I remember it being what we hear a lot.
Yeah, we hear it all the time. We really do.
You also, and I know that's us speaking from a fundraising management side, right? We hear it a lot from streamers saying, I don't think I'm large enough. I don't have enough followers.
Can't make an impact.
I probably can't hit, $500, $1,000. And at no point do we ever say that there's a goal to hit. It's each person sets their own goal, and we hear it all the time. And on the flip side, I know that when streamers like yourselves are streaming, you hear it from community members who say, I'm sorry, I can't donate. I'm sorry that I can't give to support, but this means a lot to me. And you and every streamer who's ever said the words I'm too small, and every community member who's ever said I'm sorry I can't donate, have continuously been proof that that's not a stipulation that has to exist, right? Each and every community member who goes live to stream to serve makes an impact. To that one, if you have one viewer, you are that safe space for that viewer in that moment and are raising awareness in that moment. If you are a community member watching a fundraiser like WAC or the many that we're highlighting today, you are making a difference.
And we say it a lot. And people that have watched the stream before, I'm sure we've said it, even raising awareness for what Wounded Warrior Project does is just as good as raising $1.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think that's the big thing to keep in mind. And we've said it twice now, right? In 2 interviews. Not being afraid to take that chance, right? To get involved with that community, to reach out to Wounded Warrior Project to help, or if you're a streamer, to take that step and say, hey, maybe I'd like to try to do something like that. So it's a lot of synergy between our calls, and I'm sure the same themes will keep coming up, but it's just really cool to see.
Sure. And I think I'd say in hindsight, as a YouTuber or a content creator, a lot of people ask, well, I want to start a YouTube channel. What should I do? And I always tell them the exact same thing. It's the exact same answer. Start making videos. Your first videos are not going to be good. You'll get better over time. You'll grow over time and things like that. And I think for jumping into charity and jumping into Stream to Serve Week or just choosing to support all year long is the same concept. Just do it, right? Just jump in there and do it. If nobody clicks it, it's not wasted time having it there, right? It's at some point it's going to grow. At some point it's going to catch fire, and at that point you can't handle it anymore, right? It just does its own thing. It grows and takes on its own life. So,
man, if people saw, well, hopefully some of y'all saw us, like when we first started streaming on our channel alone, it was, again, just 2 of us. And I look back and I'm like, oh man, we could have I could have spent a little more time there. Yeah. And it's, at the end of the day, like, if you don't show the growth or you don't feel the growth or be able to like visually see it, sometimes we don't feel it, if that makes sense. If you can't visually see it, you don't necessarily feel it. And that same feeling applies to the thermometer. You don't visually see that thermometer going up. It's very easy to feel as if you're not making that impact. But just as you said, you make those videos and the impact is coming, even if you can't see it. It's no different than weight loss journeys. It's no different than mental health journeys. It's no different than, honestly, anything I can really think of right now is like, you might not see it immediately, but you know the impact is there.
And it can be absolutely terrifying to start. It can. You could be you could be terrified to death and talk yourself out of it, really. But again, just start. If that's a passion, just start. Just do it, and it'll come together.
Absolutely.
And you're getting a lot of love in chat.
I may have brought some of my community with me today.
We won't tell anyone. I mean, we recognize you, but we won't tell anyone that they're planted. They're planted. Hey.
Tell us a little bit about the WAC community, though. Like,
what do they mean to you?
What do they mean to you? And on a daily basis, what do you guys get into?
Yeah, so the WAC community, WAC Nation is the term because WAC goes along with a lot of other things, and people have come up with some interesting names for themselves. But we call it WAC Nation, right? And honestly, they're my driving force. When we talked a little bit earlier, just a second ago, about starting to stream and you stream to nobody, or you upload a video and nobody watches it. It's heartbreaking, and it continues that terror. So essentially, WAC Nation, that group is what continues to make me post videos, right? Those are the ones that are like, okay, they have to know about this, right? And I can pick out certain people from comments that it's like, okay, this person is really gonna enjoy this video. And I may have never had a direct interaction with them. I may have never directly commented back to them or anything like that, but I remember their style or what they're into, right? So sometimes I can predict different comments coming from them. I'm like, oh yeah, this person's really gonna like this person's really not gonna like it, and they're gonna explain to me why I'm wrong. And that's great, because sometimes I am wrong, right? So but yeah, they're the driving force. Yeah. They mean absolutely everything to me. Their comments, their likes, their just being here hanging out. I wouldn't do it without them. No way. And they're really my support group too, because for me it's important for myself to stay humble. I don't want to be, I'm not chasing fame, right? So I don't want to be that guy that is standoffish, that people don't feel like is approachable or anything like that. So many of them have instructions to kick me in the booty should I start displaying that kind of behavior.
I love it.
Love that. And that's one thing I know you're probably gonna roll your eyes at this comment, but I have to shout out, and I know Matt will echo it as well, how selfless you have continuously been in your interactions with Matt and I. Yeah. We are consistently out there to help steward the community and like show that we see you. And one way that we did that during Warrior Week was through the giveaways of these chairs to the top 10 fundraisers whose community showed up and showed out and as a result of that, you guys dedicated your time and effort and like made an accomplishment. Your community helped you guys get there, and it was a small way of us trying to see what it looked like to give away something unique to the top fundraisers. And in our efforts to continuously support you've always turned everything down. And you don't have to don't share the name or anything like that, but I do want to bring attention to the fact that you were one of the winners of the Stream to Serve exclusive chair, and you chose to forego earning that chair and gift it to a community member instead. And is there anything about that community member or your choice to do that means a lot to you? Because I think it speaks to you as a character and you as a person, and I would feel sad if I got off here and didn't address how selfless you have been and how amazing it's been to experience that, and how frustrating at the same time when I'm trying to like make sure you're seen. But yeah, if you'd like to share a little bit about kind of what that person means, they're knowing that they get that chair and choosing to gift it out.
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, the chairs look absolutely amazing. Okay, like primo, spot on.
Thank you.
I'm blessed to have pretty much everything I need. And so as I was looking at the things, I'm looking at the chair and I'm like, wow, that is really cool. But I've got a chair. What am I going to do with that chair? What am I going to do with this chair? And I started thinking about it from the mind frame of, okay, we're giving back to veterans, right? And so I really wanted a veteran to be sitting in that chair. I'm not a veteran. I've had family that was, but I felt like it was important for a veteran to be seated in that chair. And so what I actually did, and this is my big reveal, I've held it until now.
Whoops.
No, this
Sorry.
is great. No, this is perfect because I was
all over the place,
spoilers everywhere. Sorry, guys.
I didn't tell you guys.
Here.
Yeah, I didn't tell you guys, but I was planning on announcing it here anyway. So
It worked out well.
So what I actually did was I went through the donor list, and those that I knew were veterans I put into a list, and I then chose someone randomly. What's amazing is that the person that actually got it has been part of my community for a long time. They're actually a community manager for my community and loved by the community. So Green Ranger actually received his chair 2 days ago.
Wow.
And he did send me some pictures showing me how awesome it looked. What's even better about this story is that he actually had purchased a chair that kind of fell apart, wasn't comfortable, and so he was in need of one anyway, so it worked out really well.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You're getting a lot of love in
So
the
is
chat.
Ranger.
I mean, so is Ranger. Freya Adventure Goddess. I'm not crying.
Yeah. All the
Where's
feels.
onions at,
All the
Brandy? Where are
feels.
they in the
Exactly. And another Snow Hippie. Whack is another civilian streamer, which is nice to see. And I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
A lot of people assume any person streaming to serve most likely is a veteran. And I've said it a lot of times, I'm not a veteran.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't serve. My family is deep into the Air Force for many years, many one and Matt served in the Army. And so I think it speaks volumes to you can have a passion for it and know someone or just know the need.
Yeah, and it's such a big melting pot, our community, right? There's non-veteran streamers, there's veteran streamers, there's supporters that never served that just have a passion for supporting the cause. There's warriors that actually received our programs and services. And I think that's what's super cool is we're all together making an impact.
Yeah, it's about a family, right? It's not about, whether you're part of this group, part of that group, anything like that. You're a family.
Yes.
And that's exactly the way I feel about my community, right? These are my family members. These are people that I greet every morning. I say, good morning to them in Discord, and I wait for those responses and things like that. So, yeah, it's a family. And I think you bring up a good point about being a civilian and streaming for Stream to Serve. And I think a lot of times from a civilian perspective, it could be hard to broach into the veteran's life, right? And so I guess if I was to say anything to civilians that are considering looking for a charity or considering streaming for Wounded Warrior Project, jump into it. Don't worry about how you're going to be received, because you are going to get a good reception.
Are you stalking our question list? I really feel like you're stalking our question list. Yeah.
Did you have a question list?
No, it was, if you could say anything to a viewer really about getting involved with any community, what would it be? And I think you just nailed it, because I think so many of us are confident about collaboration across all streams, all Stream to Serve streamers, showing love to other Stream to Serve streamers and other VSO streamers, right? And other nonprofit streamers. An example, Mazard's in the chat. Mazard's, I saw the hi. Did a fundraiser recently, and he's also pounding pavement in 2022 to fundraise for St. Jude. And it's so important for us to say, just because you're part of one community doesn't mean you can't be a part of multiple. Doesn't mean it's a no-fly zone.
It's a big family
for collaboration. Right. And
Walk Nation.
I will say Green Ranger has arrived in the
here.
chat. So
there he is.
It's nice to finally see the individual in the chat and say congrats on the share. Yeah, we hope you love it.
We love it,
and it treats you well. You get some good W's. That's what we need. Good dubs.
He better love it, or we're gonna take away his snickerdoodle. Yeah, that's just what I'm gonna say.
The snickerdoodles are on the line, man. We're throwing down in WWP stream here today.
Another civilian streamer too.
Another one said, OG Snowflake, I jumped in the Stream to Serve family last year. I'm a civilian. My wife is a VA nurse, furloughed for 19 months, and has recently gone back to work and can't stream as much, but love the mission, the family, and our vets.
Love that.
And that's another thing too. It's not I can't stream as much.
Yeah. You'll always be part of our family.
Going live one time, or just showing up in the Discord one time, or showing up to Wax Stream, or showing up to BR1 Gaming's content, their amazing finale next week, showing up to the amazing streamers communities that we're highlighting next week, or anyone live on Tiltify, anyone supporting is the key. That's the key, is showing
We're all
up.
about family here.
We say it a lot.
We say it a lot, but we really feel that way. Brandy and I, we have a internally, it's like a disc assessment for anybody that doesn't know about it.
We're sensitive.
We're very sensitive people, okay? When we say family, we really mean it. We're like sobbing in our desks. We really do mean it. I mean,
it's every other day. We're like, are you on the I scale or the S scale today? I'm feeling outgoing, and he's sensitive. I'm like, okay.
Brady, you mean so much to me.
You guys balance each other.
Hey, well, sometimes if we're on the same page, we're both just way too sensitive. and so no, I gotta give shout out to you. Say you're a part of many who bring so much emotion to what we do. It's easy to be in the motion. It's easy I think a lot of people assume it's a job for you.
Right.
It's a job, just like streaming. It's a job for you. Like, you go live, you make these videos, you don't see us, and I feel as if that's 100% not true. And how your community speaks volumes to that's also not true for you and many out there. And so it's so fun to see what is transpiring. And I think in a time like now, where we're kind of all in the space, virtual, still pretty consistently, being able to have a place, if it's not in one that particular day, it's another.
Even the stream, look, like that dude Scoop. When everybody comes in and says, hey, it makes me emotional, because we are a big family. There's so many out there that really have a love for what
until we embarrass people. And that's why we got to get on your stream, play some games, Whack. That's what I'm hearing, because
it'll be full of whack moments.
I need an example. Can we
get a whack?
Can we get an example of a whack, or in the chat? Let's get
Oh, you're gonna have them.
What is in the chat?
No, that's great.
Whack moments. What kind of whack moment should Whack elaborate on?
Yeah.
What is one that you think would have him so nervous to say, "Oh yeah, I gotta tell you about this one time"?
It's gonna be the C word.
Oh man. Oh wait. Hold
okay.
on. Well, is that Conan?
It is. It's an inside joke.
God,
It's an inside joke for a whack moment. But
Brandy and I need our jobs.
I'm sure that's what it's gonna be.
All right. Let's see what Chad said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the first one.
Yes, it is.
Someone said yes, it is to the C word, and then also rhino death. So I'm saying.
Yeah. What's Rhino?
Let's hear them.
Yeah. So there's a mod for Conan's called Iwa. We call it Iwa. But essentially it stands for Endgame Extended Weapon Arsenal. Really long name for a mod.
This sounds like
and this changes the game quite a bit, right? So your character, as you kill certain things in the exiled lands, you gain courage. There's that C word. And you're capped out at 100 courage, right?
Okay.
So during a live stream years ago now, I was in a fight, right? And if you die from fighting anything in the exiled lands, you lose your courage, right? So I was in a fight. It was really close. I almost died. I had a couple of hit points left, but I got out of it. Well, somebody came into chat right afterwards and was like, "Did you die?" And so I started in on this conversation about how, no, it was really close. I didn't die. I still have all my courage. And at that moment, a rhino headbutts me off a cliff and to my death. And I lost all my courage, right? So I go through this really amazing battle, this difficult battle, and I die to something that I should be able to kill in just a couple of hits. And that is essentially a whack moment.
It was like the rhino was like, the audacity, the audacity.
How dare you? Let me run you off this.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have a lot of whack moments. I feel like if we play,
yes,
you better be ready. Brandy and I are a mess.
Yeah, your community will have to come up with some sort of name because we're either, I mean, we played It Takes Two.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of we don't have a name for it moments yet, but
Bad Brandy conundrums.
But no shenanigans, bops. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
No, and so I do want to, before we say thank you so much for everything, and move, I want to do the giveaway.
Yeah,
let's do it.
But actually, I'm gonna hijack your stream real quick.
What you need to do,
please do.
Because Alrin Storm just came into chat, said almost missed it. Can't do math for time zones. First of all, I will re-upload the video, Alrin, so you'll be able to see the whole thing. But Alrin is one of the people behind Savage Wilds.
Oh wow!
Who helped with the mod and kind of the brainstorming to bring that section to the mod. So just wanted to say thank you for that. So
thank you so much for coming, and that's something. Let me see. We were actually, Alan, promoting his video of the walkthrough of that add-on, and so there it is again in chat. If you guys are interested in learning about how Whack through his fundraising efforts was able to connect with Alrin and their team to incorporate a story about veterans and their return from home into a game in a digital way with meaning, statue. Oh my god, it's pretty cool.
So
I've never
cool.
played Conan, but I was invested. I watched the whole thing.
It made me want to play.
Yeah.
And so definitely check out that video if you guys are interested in that. And Whack, what would be your Discord while I pull up to get ready for this giveaway? And if you guys, one last
shot
to enter !Whack WAK in the chat to enter for a Conan Exile game with the Isle of Sipta. I don't know how to say
latest
that.
Isle of
DLC.
Sipta.
Okay, the Isle of Sipta.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Compliments of Funcom and Whack 4863. So definitely type that in. And then, what was I just about to say?
You were asking for my Discord. My
Discord.
guess
There you
is,
go. Thanks,
my guess
Zach.
is that Stormy has probably already sent it to you when you said
Let's
that.
see.
Because she's much
Stormy's
better at
on
this than I am.
Ooh, Stormy's got the moment.
This is the exact moment.
The rhino moment. We'll post it. I'm gonna
Rhino
post this
death.
in Discord, in our Discord as well.
Yes.
Yo, Stormy, got that Discord?
Oh, she
All right,
said
I'm
the
gonna
whack
pull it-
moment.
It's
That's
always
great.
great to
Yeah,
That's
I'm
great.
gonna play this. I'm about. Actually, you know what? Let's put it in the chat. Here you go, guys.
Mods,
Y'all wanna see the
unsung heroes.
The Whack moment that we just discussed, the rhino moment.
Rhino moment.
There you go. That's also in chat. So !Whack to enter for the Conan Exiles with the most recent DLC, because I can say it now, Isles of Sipta.
Yes.
Compliments of
You did a really good job. That, like, you just bam right into it.
Right?
Like you've done it a million times.
Been rehearsing this.
She has. She said it in the mirror like 70 times before we started sipping.
All right, let's see if you
Well,
like
I
to
just
join
sat
Wax
here and
community.
went whack, 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 whack.
Feel free to visit. Boom. There you go.
There you
Got
go.
Discord link if you guys are interested in joining Wax community. Again, it's all about family.
Thank you.
We're
Appreciate
all here.
that.
So
Absolutely.
please do that. Now let's see.
Let's run the giveaway.
That-
You
Come on.
still have some questions for me though, I think. I think you might.
I probably do.
I do.
Let's see. Hey, Streamlabs entered the
Streamlabs entered? That's
Streamlabs
awesome.
entered the giveaway.
So good.
So
It really
I will
wants to
I will
play.
do
See
one
what
of the
happens.
questions. Obviously, we were prepared, but we often go off
We just
script.
kinda go.
'cause
That's
we
all
that's who we are. That's who we are. So obviously you were part of Warrior Week. So when you announced to your community that you were going to participate in Warrior Week, what was the response and what was your favorite moment from WAC Nation's involvement in Warrior Week?
Absolutely. So
Two-parter.
obviously, I think I could say this pretty obvious. The response was amazing. Everybody was excited that we were going to do it again. We were going to revisit it. Essentially, my community picked the Wounded Warrior Project in the first place, right? Like, I'm sure I put 3 different options out there, but that was their choice. And the first year that I did this stream, I was overwhelmed by how many veterans I had already watching my channel. Names that I, again, see in the comments on a regular basis. And that really touched me because I knew that I was already impacting their lives, right? Like, these are people that have put their lives on the line, whether they saw combat or not, they made that decision to put themselves in harm's way potentially for people they don't even know, like me, right? And I think, Brandy, you probably remember, I lost it. I broke down, had to
You're my first cry.
kind of pause the stream and just take a second to kind of put myself back together.
Mm-hmm.
And that was definitely my favorite moment from that year's stream. And then again this year, I took the time to thank all the veterans, and I make them, kind of stand up and chat and say, hi, I am, or whatever they want to do. They can put their full, battalion and everything in there, or they can just say, I'm a veteran, whatever, or active military. And being able to just have a moment in time to just focus on them and focus on thanking them and make that a part of what's going on, that's big for me, and that's the moment that I wait for every year.
I love that.
And when I say
I
every
do.
year, it'll be next year too.
Heck yeah.
Amazing.
We love it. And that's the thing too, right? It's doesn't matter how often or if we, see the impact was made. It is
Forever.
permanent. That's
Forever.
the benefit of it. And I did want to actually highlight too, you brought it up about like the veterans in your server, in your community.
Mm-hmm.
One cool thing that you also did, and I bring it up because I think it's a unique way to say thank you. And I know we have a couple other streamers who do really unique thank you gifts as well. Our Herc and Friends group are a bunch of amazing crafters who make things that I could never even...
Yeah, their stuff is awesome.
I could never even remotely think of constructing myself. And you also made something for your donors, and I want to share it on stream if you don't mind me sharing the wallpaper
Absolutely.
that
sure,
you
yes.
Collaborated with. Let me see if we can
We're gonna make it work.
figure out a good quick way while Matt
Okay.
reads the chat or fills airtime.
Yeah, so I'll actually just explain what you're going to show here real quick.
Okay, perfect.
So essentially, Decker, who does a lot of the different art that you see around my channel, around my Discord, different things like that. I went to him and I said, I think it would be really cool if we made a wallpaper for everybody that donated, right? This is the only way you can get this wallpaper. You can't get it any other way. Let's do that, right? So that was it. I just threw that out to him. He's like, okay, let me kind of put something together. And he did, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. There it is on the screen right there. And I was like, you know what this needs is a quote, right? And so I ended up reaching out to Brandy, and she ended up reaching out to Matt. And I think, Matt, you chose that quote, right? Or
yes.
Or recommended it, and I settled on it. But so Decker created this for everyone that donated to the campaign. He also created a second one for everybody that donated to the campaign, and he just did that because he wanted to. So there was actually 2 wallpapers that went out for everybody that donated.
Yeah, I love that.
I think the quote for me speaks. I remember when I was joining and the recruiter said, freedom isn't free. And I think that's what always stuck with me when I joined. And so this quote really speaks to me about military service. So I'm glad you used it, and I'm glad it worked out so well.
Yeah, I think it's perfect for the picture.
Absolutely. And that was something I remember freaking out about trying to provide a quote. I was sent one to Matt, and I was like, Matt, at the end of the day, right? For me, it was an easy answer to go to Matt as a veteran.
Sure.
It was what does it mean to be a veteran? Can you sum it up in a quote that would show an impact, like, of what a veteran feels and knows that they're signing up for when they serve? And I definitely wanted to give you a shout out for that, because again, it highlights the creativity of this community, and how you can give back to those who are supporting a cause, and back to the beginning, full circle.
And we've said it in the last interview, and this one too. There's so many people within communities that do so much. Like you've named already like 5 or 6 people that have made an impact, or that made a big difference in your community's event. The same with BR1. There's so many people in the background that make these events come to life and make them so meaningful.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll this. Go ahead, Whack.
Something else that I do with my community is I actually have an area in my Discord that's dedicated just to veterans and active military. And it's just for them to talk in. I don't moderate it. They self-moderate. They do whatever they want in there. Every once in a while, I'll peek in and maybe, say, hey, how you doing? Or give some encouragement or whatever. But they have that space. And I don't technically like the term safe space, but I think a lot of the times veterans say things that we as civilians would take the wrong way. And I think having an area where they are just free to express themselves however they want to, without a prying eye or without a judging eye, is really important, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree completely. And I think it's, it makes sense. You see it all the time. Hey, you see veterans apologizing a lot. Hey, sorry, I'm a curt, or I curse, or that was a joke, but it
didn't come off right.
It might have not came off
sure.
right. And to have a space where you don't have to apologize, because everyone on the other side of that is probably gonna get it, is really cool.
It's
so
really cool.
I'm going to roll this.
Let's do it.
Quite a few entries. And so let's see.
Ooh,
we got
exciting.
Another $50 anonymous donation. So
that's awesome.
Thank you to whoever's
We've got Imperium 1 TTV has won the giveaway.
All right.
Empire
And
1. Oh my goodness.
Go.
Empire
why did I
in the
say
house.
It that way?
It's the way he spells it. I only know it's Empire because I know
you
who
messed
it
it up
is.
the first time you said it out loud too. All right. So you won the Conan Exiles. If you already have that, or you want to pay it forward, let us know.
He says, how did I win?
But you did win, so that sounds like you're pretty stoked about it.
It's our first time doing a giveaway on stream, so
oh man, give it to someone else. All right, easy peasy. Re-roll it.
Re-roll it. Empire paying it forward.
I feel like a lot of these people are from yours. OG Snowflake.
OG Snowflake.
Yeah, there you go.
That is Wax like I planted these people and they're winning.
They're winning. We're winning my game.
Right, OG Snowflake.
Awesome.
If you're there in the chat,
there he is.
Yeah, Empire. Oh. Or you were just in the chat and I have no clue what I'm doing.
He was just there.
50-50 shot there. Fish stalker rigged. Well, I can't comment on that. I'm not the creator of the bot.
Nightbot.
OG Snowflake.
OG Snowflake. He was just here.
Yeah, he was just here.
Well, that's okay. As long as you guys
I
know
agree.
him, doesn't matter whether
Yeah,
they're
we'll get
vampires
into
or
that.
not. Yeah,
We'll get into
But yeah, this is we can't say thank you enough. Thank you for taking
Really.
your time. I
And
don't
bringing
know.
your community.
Bringing
here.
your amazing community, and we really hope to create connection across the communities here today, but also across the communities who participate and don't have the opportunity to join a stream. So please, 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 if you see Whack in our Discord and you guys want to go learn more, message him, and also
Check out his YouTube
his
videos.
Discord channel and his YouTube videos. That Rhino moment, Whack moment, is a good one. So with that, Whack, wanted to say thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank
And,
you.
it was a pleasure.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been an absolute blast. And Brandy, I will continue to torment you about sending me stuff. But this is.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew that's.
This has been a great way to get back to me because this is actually what I wanted. So I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
It's our pleasure, and
Conan
thank you.
Exiles
Yes.
very soon.
Yes, we'll get it together.
I need practice
I need
time.
tutorials.
Yeah, it's a good thing he does guides, so we'll be great.
If you need tutorials, there's this guy. He's on YouTube.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
I've heard of
he's
him.
got this weird name. It's like Smack something or Hit some Whack 4863. There's a guy that
I think it's like
he's got a
Wog.
video or
What is it?
something.
Wow.
I think we'll probably find one
We'll
along
find it.
those names, I guess. No, it's super. Thank you so very much, Whack, and it was an honor to be able to have you today, and we couldn't be more grateful for your impact.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Chat, love you. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.
Awesome.
Let's go.
We'll take a quick break and be back with our next guest.
Wow.
The Whack moments in this video were sponsored by my legendary supporters. If you'd like to become a member, you can click the button below that says join. That'll give you all the details. And if you want to continue the fun, there's 2 videos on the screen. You can pick one of those to watch next. Please don't forget to whack the like button. And if you're new to the channel, I'd encourage you to click that subscribe button, click that bell so you get notified when I upload another video.